All right, let's get right into it. In the next few minutes, we're going to take 10 expert tips and turn them into a simple, practical framework, something you can actually use to get your English speaking skills to that next level.
You know that feeling, right? You can read English, you can understand it when you listen, but when it's your turn to talk, the words just get stuck. It's a super common hurdle, and today we're all about building the bridge to get you over it. So here's our game plan. We've broken this down into 4 key areas. First, we'll train your mouth. Then we'll dive into practice through immersion. After that, it's all about how to connect and converse. And we'll finish up with the all-important fluency mindset. Okay, let's dive into part 1, train your mouth. Look, before you can speak fluently, you've got to nail the mechanics. Think of this part as a physical workout for your tongue and your lips, getting them ready to make all those English sounds automatically. First up, tongue twisters. Yeah, I know, they might seem a little silly, but trust me, they are like a full-on gym session for your mouth. They force you to make difficult sounds over and over, building that crucial muscle memory you need for tricky English words. Now, this tongue twister is just brilliant. Why? Because it zeroes in on a super common challenge, that tiny difference between the short is sound in slit and the long e sound in sheet. Try saying it slowly. It is way trickier than it looks. Our next tip is incredibly simple, but so effective. Just grab a book or news article and read it out loud for a few minutes every single day. This helps you get comfortable with the natural flow of English and lets you practice new words in context. So, let's move on to part 2, practice through immersion. This is all about turning your daily life into your own personal language lab. The best part? It's all solo practice. No pressure, zero judgment. It's just you building confidence on your own terms. Here's a really fun one. Become the star of your own show. Seriously, the next time you're making dinner, just pretend you're on a cooking show. Narrate everything out loud. Now I am chopping the onions. Next I am adding the rice. It's a fantastic way to practice the present continuous tense without even thinking about it. If you love music, this tip is for you. Singing along to songs is an amazing way to improve your rhythm and intonation, and it doesn't even feel like studying. Plus, you'll pick up all kinds of slang and casual phrases you'd never find in a textbook. Okay, this next tip might sound a little controversial. The word for it is to eavesdrop, which basically means listening in on a conversation you're not a part of. But wait, before you dismiss it, let's look at this in a different light. Let's reframe it as people listening. When you're in a cafe or on a bus, just tune in to the conversations around you. It's a goldmine. You get to hear how native speakers actually talk, the speed, the rhythm, the slang, all without any pressure to reply. It is such a powerful, passive learning tool. Now that we've covered practicing on your own, it's time for part 3, connect and converse. This is where we take all that solo practice and start engaging with other people to build up that real-world confidence. Let's be real. Phone calls in a foreign language can be terrifying. Voice notes, though, they're the perfect middle ground. There's no pressure to respond right away. If you mess up, who cares? You just re-record it. This kind of low-stakes practice is a fantastic way to learn faster. So you want to take voice notes to the next level? Start a debate club. Get a few friends together in a group chat. Pick a topic, anything really, and just have a friendly debate. It forces you to structure your thoughts, form arguments, and practice speaking persuasively. Of course, one of the most direct ways to improve is to find structured practice. This could mean online lessons, finding a language exchange partner, you name it. The real key is just getting that dedicated time to speak and get immediate, helpful feedback in a supportive space. And that brings us to our final and maybe most crucial section, part 4, adopt a fluency mindset. All the techniques in the world are great, but they won't work unless you have the right mental approach. This is the inner game of learning a language. If you want to sound more natural, you have to use the words people actually use. So whenever you hear a cool new idiom or slang word, write it down. You can use a notebook or just an app on your phone. The simple act of writing it engages your brain and helps you remember to use it later. Now, this is maybe the single most important mindset shift you can make. You have to understand the difference between fluency and accuracy. Fluency is about communicating smoothly. Accuracy is about being perfect. And here's the secret. The goal for most of us should be fluency, not perfect accuracy. And hey, don't just take it from me. Listen to this quote from Lucy, a native English teacher.
She says, I make mistakes all the time. She even admitted to saying growed instead of grew. If an expert doesn't speak with 100% accuracy, why should you expect that from yourself? Don't let the fear of mistakes stop you from speaking.
So, let's bring it all home. Your path to speaking with confidence is really a 4-step journey. You train the physical muscles of your mouth, you immerse yourself in the language daily, you connect with others to practice for real, and most importantly, you adopt a mindset that values communication over perfection.
And that brings us to the end. So the real question is, what's next for you? Looking at all these creative tips, which one are you going to commit to making a habit starting today?